you'll see how to remove the front brake pads on a Chrysler Crossfire or a Mercedes R170 or a Mercedes SLK 230. There are about 20 tools and supplies you need to gather. I'll put all of these in the description below for easy reference, as well as the video on how to change the rear brake pads, which is very easy to do. If these videos help or you enjoy them, then please like and subscribe for more tips and tricks to fix your vehicle yourself. Let's get started. Open the hood real quick and remove the brake reservoir cap. So I already jacked the car up and took the tire off. If you want to see the best way to lift this car up and remove the tire, then I'll put that video in the description below. So to me, the hardest part of this brake job is this weird shaped clip on the side of the brake holder when reinstalling, which you'll see later. If you agree, let me know in the comments below, or if you have a better way to put this back on. Anyway, grab a flathead screwdriver and pry this bracket clip or vibration spring off. Very important, keep your other hand over this so it doesn't flick you in the face when removing. Now grab a thin flat tip screwdriver and stick it on the end of the brake pad. You'll find a small gap. Slowly pry it back and forth. What you're trying to do is compress the piston, making this easier to later pull the brake caliper, this gray block, out. Now pull this brake wear sensor piece out with your fingers. Note, this is only on the front pads, as the rear pads do not have a sensor, which I don't get why they would do that, but whatever. Next, use a pair of needle nose pliers to pull this piece out. If your brake light came on, then it means this sensor is no good and you need to replace it. My light did not come on and I have no brake codes, so I can reuse this. Now, look at the side and you'll find two black plastic caps. Just use a flat tip screwdriver to pull them off. One on the bottom and one on the top. Next, grab a ratchet wrench, and depending on the model or trim your car is, you'll either use a Torx T45 bit or a 7mm Allen socket to remove each guide pin. Then pull them out. Here's a different angle of the other one from the top. You can see the threads on the end, and that it slips out with ease. Next, grab a pry bar and pry on the top and bottom. Once it looks loose, just carefully pull it up. The outer pad fell off. Here's the inner pad. Just pull this straight out as well. You can see a clip here that holds the pad in place. Look at all this rust on the brake holder and bracket caliper area. Time to clean this up. Use some brake cleaner, a wire brush, and some shop towels. Don't forget to wear a mask and some eye protection. So, I'm going to quickly compress this with a C-clamp and use the old brake pad, but you could also use another type of clamp of your choice. You may have to compress this piston again later. Anyway, here are the new brake pads and the old ones on the right. I will be using OEM pads by Bosch. I'll put the part in the description below with the other tools used for this front brake job. Anyway, go ahead and clean the guide pins with some brake cleaner and dry them with a shop towel. This came with a packet of brake grease, but you could also use dielectric grease or Silglide. Lube both guide pins except the threads. Next, smear some brake grease on the back plates of the pads. Do not put them on the other side. Continuing with the grease applied on the piston rubber area. Now grab the inner brake pad, the one with the springy clips on the other end. Make sure your hand is clean. Go ahead and push this in. You might not get it in right away, but just keep pushing it into the hole. It will eventually snap in place. Now put some grease on the brake bracket, specifically the ears or the ends of where the outer brake pad slides into place. Do not get grease on the rotor. Now slide the outer brake pad in. Remove the bungee cord if you used one and grab the brake pad holder, and if this doesn't go in with ease, like I'm having some difficulty, then you need to compress the piston again with a C-clamp, pliers, or vise-like tool. Now slide the holder in place. Great! this has helped so far, please like and subscribe. On the side of the holder, put each guide pin in its hole. You may have to wiggle the brake holder so each guide pin can find its hole. Here's a top view of me putting the guide pin in, using a ratchet and a Torx T45 Torx bit or 7mm Allen socket. Tighten the bolt partially on the top and then the bottom. Torque both of the caliper slide pins to 18 foot-pounds or 25 Newton meter. Grab the brake pad wear sensor and put it in its little hole. Now put the rest of the sensor in. Now for the hardest part, the caliper support spring or clip.
This caliper bracket needs to go behind here. So I'm going to start with the top. Put in like so. Start bending this. And a couple ways you could do it. You could either put this underneath here first and then pull this up, or for me, I found it easier to put your hand over here, over this, and then just pull this back. Whew, got it. So to say that again, push this in here, this goes on the back, and then pliers and pull that. So push this in, take pliers and pull that back in, and it's now on nice and tight. There we go.
Next, pop back in the caliper caps on the side, put the tire back on, remove the jack and jack stands, and put the brake reservoir cap back on. Then, very important, pump the brakes in your car slowly until it feels nice and firm. Doing the front brakes is easy and will take about 75 minutes to do. The hardest part to me was getting that clip back on. Please mention in the comments if you agree or if you have a better way to put that caliper bracket back on faster. Anyway, once you're done with this, you could also change the rear brakes, which is amazingly easy to do. That video is in the description below, along with all the tools needed to complete your brake job. So finally, let me know your thoughts on this video, or if you would like to mention something else to the other viewers. Please like this video and subscribe for more interesting videos on how to fix your car yourself without going to a dealership. And check out the other helpful videos on this channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day or night.